Welcome back to the Vegans Who Live podcast, everyone, with your two favorite vegan hosts of all time. We got Brooke Sellers, a.k.a. Miss Meatless Muscle, and myself, the Bodybuilding Vegan, a.k.a. John Thomas. Anyways, Brooke, how are we doing today?
Doing good. Doing really good.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm going to be like a vampire and steal some of your energy because
Do it. I'm
like,
send you some.
Yeah. I feel better already. It's a mindset thing. I was like, ooh, it's back day. That's not too bad. And then I'm like, wait, I got rack pulls. Those things suck my soul out of my life.
I've got legs.
Oh, I will shut up. You have it worse than I, ma'am. Yeah, you have fun with that. Not today.
Yeah, I got to carb up after this.
I don't know when this is releasing, but the vegan block party for Fort Lauderdale is coming up this weekend. So I'm sure I'll get plenty of carbs there. Actually,
oh yeah.
Today we're going to talk about our plans for 2025. But before we jump into that, I do want to say I'm getting help from all angles here. So I'll keep it real on here. I haven't put this on Instagram much, but Thanksgiving, I think we talked about this a little bit, had been a pivotal development for me. It was the first year that I actually went vegetarian. I went vegetarian on Thanksgiving. That was the day where I finally made the conscious decision to stop eating meat. And I think every Thanksgiving since around 2014, I have binged bad ever since my first bodybuilding show. So this could be the year to break the cycle. And I'm not going into it alone anymore. I've already talked with you, Brooke. You gave me some great advice on a journal about really how am I going to feel after I eat this meal is what I took from that. And that is, I think, phenomenal. Also, having hired Allie as my life coach, she's been having me do more mindfulness around meals. Even last week, the assignment was to eat a meal without being on my phone or working or walking or talking, literally just me on a date with myself and my food. And I couldn't tell you the last time I just ate while being intentional while eating. And I am talking a lot. And I have one more thing to share. I've also been reached out to by a licensed therapist that is going to be primarily working with bodybuilders for mental health. And so this will include binge eating. This will include post-show blues, body dysmorphia. And I think that this is an area that just is really not tapped into. So I'm kind of being a guinea pig with him. And already he's given me a lot of tools that I'm going to start implementing even this weekend. One is kind of almost like a food journal. What time are you eating? What's the location? Is it your couch? Is it your bed? Is it the kitchen counter because it's 1 a.m. and you're standing in front of the stove shoveling food in your face for 2 hours? Been there, done that. Why are you eating the meal? And then how did you feel after? So kind of along the lines of what you said, this is the universe giving me 3 different people telling me to do this. So I'm really excited to try it this weekend. And hopefully by the next podcast, have some good news to report to you. But anyways, that's nothing to do with what we're talking about today. But for some reason, I felt like sharing.
Yeah, no, I think that's valuable. I think somebody will definitely benefit from that. There's a lot of people who struggle with that.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can ever tell you how deep bodybuilding is. You kind of figure it out as you get into it. And there's no journal or success guide for getting out either that I'm aware of. So, yeah.
Very true. Yeah. I feel like I was very unprepared for what post-show would be like. And I do think there are some coaches out there who do prepare you. And I totally felt like my whole prep, I've worked so hard. I'm not just going to throw away all of this hard work and go crazy and binge eat after the show. But you can think that all you want, but your body is in survival mode and it will fight you. Your hormones are talking to you, and that's a hard thing to fight. So yeah, it's definitely something that I feel like people need to be aware of and actually plan for going into a prep. I think so many people, they see the end of their prep as their show day. And really, they need to consider the weeks after, not even just reversing, but just also getting yourself into that mindset of it's okay that I'm not stage ready. It's okay I have a little more body fat. It's okay that I'm eating like a normal person again. All of these different things that you have to tackle. So it's really, I mean, if you do like a 15-week prep and then you do your show, you should probably give yourself even more time, like a 25-week commitment, really.
I tell everybody that works with me, if we start a prep, you're giving me at least 8 weeks from the end. So if you finish the show, 8 weeks post show. If you pull out a month early, 8 weeks after that month early that you pulled out. For these reasons, just to give some guidance. But I know that I have more to learn on this, and that getting some professional help for myself will probably educate me some. But realistically, I think this just might be something I build in with my competitors. Like, hey, you're going to need to do this on the end, and speak with a licensed therapist that can help you through some areas that I would say the majority of people experience pitfalls in. Not everyone, but most. So 2025.
2025. Here we are. We're in November. We're coming up.
Yeah.
To the end of the year. Crazy.
Do we want to have like categories for what we're doing, or do we just want to dive in?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. We could go chronologically, what we're going to be up to. We could do categories, professional, personal life, whatever you want to
do. Let's talk about living. Where are you going to be living at in 2025? Do you guys in a lease right now with the current place?
We are. I don't really think we're in a lease. Basically, how it works is all we have to do is just put in a 60-day notice, and then we're free. So the idea, it really just depends on Steve's job, because I can work from anywhere. I mean, ideally, I would like to get out of Atlanta. I feel like I'm pretty limited here with opportunities. I love my family, but I mean, I could travel and see my mom anytime. But Steve potentially has an offer in Pensacola. And if that ends up working out and ends up being better than where he's at now, then we're definitely going to be moving there, because it'll be a really good opportunity. It's just going to be a better work environment for him. It's going to be a better clinic. It'll just be a better location for both of us, warm weather by the beach. He'll be close to his family. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of, it should be sometime in 2025. I just don't know when. It just depends on whenever they get that project up and rolling. But I would like to get out of Atlanta. So I'm hoping 2025 will be that year.
I don't even know if I've been to Pensacola. Have you?
I have not been to Pensacola. How far is Pensacola from you? Do you know? Probably a couple hours.
Fantastic question. Pensacola.
Probably like 4 hours, maybe.
Tampa. Oh God, it's 6.5 hours.
Oh, so that's almost the same as Atlanta.
Yeah, Florida is so long. Like, you'll be very close to New Orleans. Like,
damn.
Let me check New Orleans. I'm trying to look on the map. Yeah, you're like 3 hours from New Orleans. So
damn,
man, you can go check out other stuff while you're there. But you'll be close to the beach, so that would be nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's like way up in the tip of Florida. Florida's so long. You can drive from the bottom to the top of Florida, and it takes 16 hours.
It's insane.
Like, you can drive from one side of Germany to the other in like 2.5. It's just nuts. If I'm correct, I think that's correct.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll have to see about coming out that way once you guys are there. Go find a good gym. That'll be first stop, and then good vegan food. I am in about 16 days not gonna have an apartment or a house or anything. I'm going to have the couch of a friend and then Allie's bed when she doesn't kick me out. I'm a big person. There's not a lot of space in her apartment, so it's going to be a little cramped for a little bit. But Yeah, I don't know where I'm going long term. I know that I'll probably be hanging out in Florida for most of January. I got some traveling in December. We're going to St. Augustine, Allie and I, for a week, and then I'm going to Puerto Rico with Allie and my family for like the whole week of Christmas. So that's going to be cool. I've never been to Puerto Rico. I heard there's some good gyms. I've seen good vegan food, so I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm thinking like February of 2025, driving to Arizona and getting an Airbnb for a month and trying to do some stuff for Vegans Explore, get us on the map out there. Alex Nearest is planning to come with us for at least part of that, so that'll be fun. I'll be able to do stuff with him. And then about halfway through that month, Allie and I are going to sit down and see, like, do we like it? Do we not like it? Are we homesick? If we like it, we might stay longer because it'd be kind of cool to build some roots there, like for a little bit. If we're kind of like, I think we can see all we need in the next couple of weeks, then we might go to California and do the same thing. Like, I don't know, Los Angeles or San Diego or wherever for like a month. Halfway through that month, decide the next place. Colorado's a big one on our list. And that's as far as I've gotten. If we do those three, I don't have anything else on like the needs to happen. I imagine by then we'll be getting a little homesick. If I'm really feeling the urge to compete, probably need to come back and get a home base so that I could use the rest of 2025 to continue growing and then 2026 for a prep. I think long-term, Florida will still be a home for a bit. I'm kind of bouncing with the idea of staying in Florida for like 6 to 9 months and then like going back to Arizona for like 4 to 5 and then 6 to 9, 4 to 5. Like, but I don't know. I am such a planner that it feels weird to not know, but also I'm excited to not know. I think if we knew everything in life, it would be very, very boring. So trying to just be open-minded and see what opportunities come my way. I have no idea, but Arizona to start is the goal for next year.
Cool. Yeah. I've heard it's really nice out there.
Yeah. I lived there for like 10 weeks back in 2017. I had a job with Amazon. I hiked so much and tons of vegan restaurants. So yeah, I'm excited to go back. It's cool.
Cool.
Actually, Sean and I were just going over some analytics. Phoenix, Arizona, where I plan to go, has the most Vegans Who Live podcast listeners. So thank you, Phoenix.
Oh, very cool.
I'll see y'all next year. But yeah, that's interesting statistics. I don't know. I guess we're big there. The vegan scene is decent there.
Yeah, they have a big vegan population there.
Yeah. What else will we talk about for next year? What are you?
Any projects we're working on?
I don't know. You go first.
Me and Sean are going to work on something for New Year's. We haven't totally figured out what that is yet and what we're going to do, but we have a month. We still have about a month and a half to figure it out. So we'll be doing something along the lines of that. I don't think I'll have any other major big projects. I was thinking about planning a retreat, maybe at the end of the summer, maybe like July, August.
Trying to plan something together.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I actually, there was this really cool place. I think it's called Mother Earth something. It's an all vegan resort in Costa Rica. And I had a call with them. And it sounded like a really awesome opportunity. It's all vegan. The food looked amazing. It's kind of a small boutique luxury hotel. And I feel like if I had some help, it would be really easy because the trick is we have to rent out the entire hotel basically. So we have to fill all 13 rooms, which I think we could do. I don't think it would be that hard for us to do together. But yeah, I thought that would be fun. Just something kind of different to do, take it international and actually get to meet some of the people in our community. Yeah, I thought that would be kind of cool. So that's in the books. I haven't completely pulled the trigger on it, but it's on my list of things to do in 2025. And that's really it. I guess I'll be promoting my cookbook, which will be out by 2025. And yeah.
That sounds like fun for the retreat. I've wanted to do something like that for a long time now, and like offer different, at least the way I would envision it, like different workshops, like maybe like bring somebody that can do breath work, a yoga person. I'd love it if they have a gym, like to go take and like get hands-on with people like in a group setting, because I've never done that before. I do a lot of like one-on-one in-person stuff with friends or for YouTube, but I've never had like 5 people come to the gym and be like, all right, we're going to run through this. We're going to run through that. I think it'd be fun. A cooking seminar, like how to cook easy food, and then maybe have a chef that can do some higher class stuff. That could be really cool. Oh, you could do like arts and crafts, like painting with a twist, but I don't know. I don't know how it would work, but yeah, there's so many options. Ayahuasca. I don't know if that's available or legal there, but I'd be down for some mind altering substances.
Yeah, there was lots of cool, like there's volcanoes nearby. There was a farm, animal sanctuary nearby. I don't know, there's tons of stuff to do. You can go paddleboarding, definitely a cooking class would be fun. I'm sure we could find some sort of gym to rent out for the week and just have everybody work out together. So yeah, I need to figure out the details, but it's something I definitely want to do 2025.
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. Let's talk competing. Are you planning to compete in 2025? Is your heart in it? Is your body in it? Where are you at there?
Yes. My body's in it. My body is responding like it's in a prep without even like really trying to be in a prep. It's kind of crazy. And yeah, my heart's in it. I cannot freaking wait. Like I'm ready for my coach to put me in prep already. I'm so excited. So I'll probably have to start in January. I'm thinking, because I'm shooting. I'll need to get nationally qualified again, because my qualification, I waited 2 years. So after a year, you have to go get qualified again, which I don't think I'll have any trouble doing. If I did it last time, I'm only going to be better this time. So I'll probably do a small local show maybe at the end of May, early June. And then I think the most reasonable national show for me to do would be Junior Nats in Chattanooga, which would be like mid-June, just because it's like a 2-hour drive, versus every other national show. I'm going to have to like fly there. So I think this is probably just the best route, at least, stress wise. I feel like it's just going to be the least stressful to just take a 2-hour drive up to Chattanooga and stay for the weekend. But yeah, so that's my plan. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Good deal. You're gonna need to let me know the dates of those shows so that I can block those off. As long as I'm not on the West Coast somewhere, I'll make the drive up. Come support you. Remind the listeners, I think I already know the answer, but what division are you guys aiming for?
Bikini. Yep.
Cool.
Definitely. Cool. Still too small for wellness. I'm pushing bikini. Like,
I agree.
I'm really pushing bikini. It'll be interesting to see what my feedback is, but I have atrophied a lot just going through my gut issues. And now that I'm 165, this 165 looks way different than the 165 I was before. Like my quads have downsized a lot, which is what I needed to do. It was really, my quads were a little bit too muscular for bikini. Even if I wasn't stage lean, I had striations in my quads, and you can't have striations in bikini. So I don't know. Like, it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Just like personally, I like big legs. So like personally, it just kind of sucks that I lost all that muscle. But from a competitive standpoint, I'm probably more competitive now because I have more dominant glutes and my legs are just a little bit more balanced. So I think for bikini, I'll probably place better now. And it just really depends on what my feedback is. Like, if I go to a national show and they tell me I'm still too muscular, at this point, I don't want to lose any more muscle. I just don't. I don't like how small my legs are right now. So if they tell me I'm too small, I'm too big for bikini, I'm probably just going to hang up my heels and be done, to be honest with you, because I just I don't want to lose any more muscle. To be honest, I'd like to be even bigger, but I don't, I'm not ever going to be able to be competitive in wellness. I'm just not going to be willing to take all the things that I need to take to be competitive. So for me, it would just be at that point, building my physique based off what I want to look like rather than trying to fit into a division if I decide I'm not going to compete anymore.
That makes sense. For people that don't know, Brooke is pretty muscular, especially for bikini standards. Bikini is the softest and smallest division for women, whereas wellness is like the complete opposite. Like from the waist down, wellness is basically women's bodybuilding. Like I bet there's some wellness competitors out there that have legs as big as mine. I sincerely believe that.
The top. Oh yeah, the top 10 Olympians. Yeah, those girls are big.
Like,
so
just nuts. Centaurs. I like your mindset though. Like, give it your best shot with what you got for the division right now, and then see where you land and kind of go from there. I feel the same way. Like I'm never gonna stop. Never is a strong word, but I don't feel like I'll ever stop lifting. I've done it over half my life. I've done two things over half my life. I've been vegan and been lifting for over half my life without a break on either. For me, I'm still in the men's open category. That's where I want to be at if I'm going to do this. Definitely need to bring up upper body just in general. Where I just feel like I need to be bigger. I was like 241 this morning. I'm pretty lean. Got abs, but like I need to be like 271. So yeah. I think for me, well, I was going to say the rest of 2024, but like we're practically done with this year. Really, all of next year, I need to grow as much as possible to get on stage, but I'm not going to say like early 2026 or late 2026. I'm just kind of taking the progress as it comes. My coach is happy with my progress. I'm happy with my progress. I also think that there will be a bit of a slowdown next year for me. The months at least that I'm like in Arizona and traveling, I've set up this arbitrary thing in my head that I really just want to give it a run and see how it goes. Like I want to make my time in those places valuable. And like, if I go to Arizona and I'm just training 5 to 6 days a week, why don't I just stay in Tampa and do that? Like really, like if I'm, and not even like 5 or 6 days a week is that much in the gym, but I know myself. Like I'll set up my whole day around it. I'll just like today, like the whole day is set up around the training other than our podcast. And I think what I want to really challenge myself is do something I've never done. In 16 years, I've never gone to the gym less than 4 days a week, usually closer to like averaging 5+. So I want to just restrict myself to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, probably like upper, lower, upper, and see if that first week that I'm there, let's say out of like 3 months, maybe, if I can maintain everything I have. Go in, hit my base lifts. I'll still train balls to the wall Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But then that gives me the freedom to go do yoga classes on Tuesday or Pilates on Thursday or go for a walk in the park. And then every weekend be on a mountain hiking somewhere, maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, go hiking on a mountain too. But it'll be a break that my body has never had in over half of my existence. Shit. I won't be shell shocked if I actually improve in that time. Yeah. Like, and if I don't, I'll be pretty fresh to push after that. So that's something that's going to really, I don't know, 3 days a week does not sound like a lot to me. It sounds like very little. And I'm excited. I'm excited to try something different. I mean, worst case scenario, I spend 3 months and spin my wheels and lose a little bit of progress. But if I could do that a few times a year, like I know old school bodybuilders would take off like a couple months and just like not even train at all.
Yeah.
And then the other side of me is like, how much work could I get done? So, but yeah, I mean, you've been lifting for like 6 or 7 years now. Is that right?
It'll be 8 years in February, so I'm still under,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I'm like you. I'll never stop lifting. I love it. It's my life. I love competing. You know, I love competing. It's so much fun. I love prep. I love every part of it. I love off season. I love show day. I really love everything except for being on stage. That part I hate. That part's just the worst. Like I'm always just so nervous and I always feel like I'm gonna fall. But I love competing. But realistically, I'm like, okay, my feedback can either go, it's really honestly, it's either gonna be you need to be leaner, which would be awesome if that's my feedback. Although I'm pretty confident my coach will get me as lean as I need to be because he's all about being like peeled to the bone. He's not going to put me on stage unless I'm ready. So I'm really confident in his abilities. So if that's not my feedback is most likely going to be I'm too muscular or I need to atrophy here or I don't know, probably build my upper glutes more. If I have to lose more muscle, I just don't want to do that. So as much as I love competing, I think at that point I would have to reassess what I want out of competing. And it wouldn't be a pro card because even if I got a pro card, it would be a physique that I wasn't really happy with at the end of the day. And so then I may just maybe compete locally for fun, you know, like just do local shows here and there, not worry about a pro card, just do it for fun. And that's it. And that way I can actually, you know, build a physique because I haven't trained quads in like a year. I mean, that's what's crazy is like, I have like things I can't train or I can't overtrain. And so I've never been like that. I've always trained every muscle group. So it's just kind of weird, like trying to fit into a category. You know, so and I know a lot of people have that problem. And for some people, it's their life. Like that's, you know, competing is their life. For me, I would rather just, you know, look how I want to look. The bikini division has grown a lot. So I may be better off than I think. I know a lot of the top pros are like 130-ish pounds on stage and I'm like 148 on stage. So that's a lot of muscle, you know, compared to these girls who are like 125, 130, you know. So I don't know, but we'll just see what happens. Regardless, I'm just really excited to just go through the process again and not kill myself this time and have a really, really good coach. And I just basically just go through a prep again and give it my absolute best shot, you know.
Yeah. I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
I think
I'm excited too.
You're going to do just fine. That's funny that you had said that you enjoy every part except for being on stage. I do not enjoy prep at all, but being on stage, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to own this shit because I've just suffered for 20 plus weeks and like life has been kind of like walking through hell on earth. Yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm not big enough. Yeah, I'm probably going to mess up part of my posing routine, but like, damn, if I don't enjoy this, the last 20 weeks are for nothing. So might as well get out there and own this.
That's
at least
so
that's
funny.
what I tell myself behind the stage to get up and do it. Cause like, I don't really want to get on stage either, but
it's so nerve wracking to me. I get so nervous. Honestly, I don't even remember ever being on stage. Like my first show or my second show, I don't even remember being up there. And I don't know, you just get up there and the lights are so bright and they're in your face and you can see the judges. And I'm just like, oh my God, like quarter turn, make sure I hit my pose, keep your glutes up. Like all this like inner dialogue. I don't even like realize what's going on. It's just weird.
For me, it's like the most opportune people watching time of my life because nobody expects you to be people watching while you're on stage. But like, if you think about it, you got a pretty good vantage point. You're up above everybody. And yes, the lights are in your face, but you can still see the crowd and you can see all the judges. Like if a judge scratches their nose, like you get to see it. So I look all the judges in the eyes, and then I look around. I try and find my family in the crowd and give a little wink or a smile. But then I'll notice the girl like 3 aisles over. Like if I ever get nervous, I'll just look for somebody texting and be like, see, she's not even watching. Look, he's eating his food. This guy's not even facing you. Like half the people here don't give a fuck. It's all right. Like that's at least what I tell myself to like get through those moments. And at least it's not public speaking where if you say the wrong word, like granted, if you're not going to mess up a mandatory because if you know what the hell you're doing, you've done your mandatories a million times. You might mess up on your posing routine, but that, at least for me, like is a routine that is crafted yourself. So nobody knows you mess up unless you like give them the eyes like, oh shit. I meant like the last time I did a posing routine was actually at the vegan block party in February. And I forgot the last 3 poses. So I just like hit a couple extra front doubles and like, nobody knows what I was supposed to do anyways. This is my own routine that I made up. So blind, stupid confidence goes a long way. But I also get it is nerve-wracking. There's no way around it. It's going to be nerve-wracking unless you really just love that stuff. But
I think if I didn't have to wear heels, I would be like half as anxious and nervous because I don't ever wear heels in my daily life. I only wear heels when I'm posing and I'm on stage. Literally, that's it. Like my boyfriend is like 5'8", so I never wear heels. So I always feel like I'm gonna fall on my face when I'm up there. I like, and that is like the biggest fear because you just can't help but feel like an idiot if you fall on your face.
I've never worn heels, so I don't even know. I can only imagine. Actually, I don't think Allie's ever worn heels since I've met her. She said she used to dress up and go out, but now that she's been with me, she just wears workout clothes. I'm like, that's not my fault, but if you're comfortable and you look good, who cares? Well, I think what I'm hearing is you're too big for bikini and you don't like wearing heels. Might as well just jump into women's physique.
Hey, yeah, why not? Shit.
Those girls are crazy, dude.
Those girls are crazy. Yeah.
Like literally crazy. I train with Physique Pro at MI40. Some shout out to Blanca. She's also Cuban. Allie's Cuban for people that don't know that. But I think she just posted yesterday on her story. She deadlifted 405 for 10, and she's like 150 pounds or 160 pounds. I'm like, most guys aren't even doing that, dude. It's just nuts. It's nuts. It's crazy. She used to be a power lifter. And actually, I was about to say this. Have you ever considered not moving away from lifting, but maybe away from physique-based sports? Like,
yeah,
I think strongman would be fun. I could eat like an asshole and eat whatever I want and still compete well. Actually, to be honest with you, if I don't go pro in the next couple of years, that might be the next route that I go, because it would be like yoga. I get the noob gains. Like I get so good. Well, I don't get good, but like I go from like an F student to a C student in like 2 weeks. I feel like the same would be true for strongman, but strongman is kind of more like what's inside of me already, like rough around the edges and like not super finessed. I don't know. I like to think I have decent form when I'm lifting, but like it'd be a whole new style of like aggression, whereas yoga is a bit more moderation. So I don't know. Maybe a different sport that uses my body, but not bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, I've totally thought about that because really, I love food. I love to eat. That's the worst part about bodybuilding for me. I mean, aside from going on stage and the stage fright, is the dieting down, because I really love food. And I don't know. I feel like I just genetically have a crazy appetite like my brother and my dad does. But I've thought about powerlifting. I guess my only issue with powerlifting is I have a really bad low back, and I don't know if that would hinder me at all. I guess powerlifters have tons of injuries, so
you just have to make sure you can train around it safely. But yeah, deadlifting and low bar squatting are going to be pretty lower back intensive.
Yes. So I'd have to do like bench or something, which would not be as fun. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
They have bench only meets.
I could change federations too. That's something I thought about too. I mean, obviously in PC, I think is by far the most well respected and the most competitive. I mean, as they say, it's the best in the world. But if it's because I just feel like I'm kind of in this weird in between I'm not really figure, I'm not really wellness, but I'm not really bikini either. Like I'm just like kind of a mix of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know WBFF is,
Yeah.
I don't know. It might just be something fun for me to do. At least it would just give me a goal. It would keep me excited. Like it would be something fun to look forward to. And I know those girls, there's a lot more categories. So like there is a bikini, but there's like a fitness, which is more where I feel like I would fall, which would be like between like a wellness and a bikini. And I feel like I would probably fit in there. So like I don't know. I don't know if I would ever enjoy it as much as I enjoy like NPC, but if it's not realistic for me to ever go pro in IFBB, I'm not going to just continue to wither my muscle away so I fit into bikini or take a bunch of drugs so I fit into another category. I'd rather just be a fan, and like watch the Olympia and do that every year and like watch all the pros and maybe just compete in another federation where I fit in, and maybe it wouldn't be as successful, but it would be fun. And, I don't know. We'll see.
Time will tell. If we knew, it would be
Yep.
boring. All right, we got to wrap it up here. I want to change how we give an outro. I think we should add a little bit more value, and it could be whatever you want. What is something, and I'm going to really put you on the spot here, something either like a motivational quote or a realization you had or something along those lines, or something you would tell your younger self? Like, what's a little snippet of value that you can leave at the end of this episode? And
ooh, man, I read one this morning.
You post a lot of them, so like sometimes I'll just go to your page for motivation, your stories. I'll do mine while you're pulling yours up.
Yeah, because I saved it. So do yours.
Good. The one that I'm going to tell myself and tell anybody listening, basically stealing from my dad, which is you'll figure it out. You always do. I've had a little bit of some struggles work-wise and financially this month. Not like I'm in the gutter or anything. Just I've taken on so many projects that it's been a lot to keep up with and prioritize. And I've had this feeling of, am I enough? And that feeling has always come up over the past few years. And every single time the answer is yes. I just have to get over that hump. And so what I'm telling myself right now is like, you'll be over this hump in 2 to 4 weeks. And you can take a breath of relief in 2 to 4 weeks, or you can take that breath now. It's going to be okay. You'll figure it out. You always do. And I'm really embracing that this time. Like every other time I've doubted myself and I've waited until I come up for air and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Right now I'm choosing to tell myself it's okay now. I'm going to work just as hard. And I think I'm going to be right. I think it's going to be okay. So anyways, that's my thing. Like if you're here, if you're listening to this, you've lived up until this moment in time and you've been all right. You're going to keep being all right no matter what you're going through.
Love it. Okay, so this is what I read this morning, and it just really, I felt like it was really impactful, and I think everybody needs to hear this at some point. Be careful with your words. Once they are said, they can only be forgiven, not forgotten. So good. So good.
Ooh, it's just true. That's, if you read the 4 agreements, the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And I think that's so true. I've forgiven a lot of people for a lot of things. Some people have said some things. I'll never be able to clear it from my memory. I won't.
Yep.
And I love them. I wish them the best, but they've removed themselves from my inner circle by what they said. And I'll never have any ill will, but I cannot forget what they said. It's a very, very powerful statement. Very true there.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I'm like, gosh, that is so true, because you can forgive, but it's still always there. So I think that's why it's so important to say what you mean And I feel like I'm lucky enough that I've had, so many experiences and relationships that I only say what I mean. I'm not the kind of person who says things I don't mean when I'm mad. But I think it is a good reminder, to really just mean what you say, because people will not forget those words. It will stick with them even if they forgive you. So yeah, it's good.
And this includes not with just your mouth, it includes your fingers. And I don't mean sign language. I mean, if you type something.
Yes.
I just instructed a business partner. I said, in your personal and your professional life, do not write or type a single thing to anyone, to me, to your best friend, or your mom, that if it got screenshotted and sent to the world, that you wouldn't be okay with it.
Yep.
I mean, that because it could happen, for one, and for two, that's how you should hold yourself. You should be, in my eyes, a good, decent person, and not say anything behind closed doors that you wouldn't be really genuinely okay with the rest of the world hearing. I don't know. That's where my brain goes. But yeah, I like that. Be intentional. Be what you say won't be forgotten. Hopefully. I mean, hopefully what you say is important enough that it won't be forgotten in the right ways. But
yes.
All right. I know you got to train. I got to train. Let's end this one. I think I brought us on again. If you would like to take us off so kindly, ma'am. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in and listening to our 2025 goals. And this was what episode was this? I don't know.
Episode 9. We're almost done with
Season
season 4. 2025, season 5. Here we
Woo!
come.
What's crazy is we started at the beginning of 2024. We've been doing this podcast a year now. Almost a full year.
Wow.
So if you've been with us this entire year, we love you guys. Thank you. And if you're just joining, make sure you go back, listen to all of the other episodes, like us, send them to your friends, all of the above.
I think we've done something different here. I don't know any other podcast in the vegan space that's quite like this. So thank you, everyone, for making this possible. If it has at all impacted you, please share it with a friend. Help us grow. We'll see y'all in the new year.